Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're now watching TVS News at 5 with me, Muhammad Yusuf. Let us begin with our top story. Energy is a major component of Sarawak's economy, responsible for wealth creation, innovation and employment. There has been impressive progress in developing the region's renewable energy potential. Earlier today, the Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, received a courtesy call from the Singapore Energy Market Authority (EMA) and the Ministry of Trade and Industry Singapore (MTI). Matters discussed include the future path for shared renewable energy, which has become a critical resource in preparing for the future of global and regional energy market. Singapore delegation led by Singapore Energy Market Authority (EMA) Chief Executive Ngiam Shi Chun, Director of EMA Lee Seng Wai, Deputy Director of EMA Tan Shin Yi, and the Director of Energy Division MTI Leo Lei Mei. Among those present at the honorary visit were the Minister of Utilities and Telecommunications, Datuk Julaihi Narawi, Deputy Minister of Utilities and Telecommunications, Datuk Dr. Abdul Rahman Junaidi, and Deputy Minister of Energy and Environmental Sustainability, Dr. Hazlan Abang Hibni. The Councillor Economy from the High Commission of the Republic of Singapore in Kuala Lumpur, Lee Dei Tay, was also present. The delegation was also accompanied by Sarawak Energy Chief Executive Officer Datu Sharbini Suhaili. Additionally, Sarawak Energy is part of the consortium with SEMB Corp Industries and SP Group. Both the government and Pakatan Harapan have reached an agreement on 3 points relating to the proposed amendment to the Federal Constitution, with the first to refine the definitions of the restrictions for elected representatives to switch parties as stated in Article 10. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Parliament and Law, Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar, said the agreement was reached at the meeting chaired by Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob this morning. The meeting also agreed to the proposal to repeal Article 48 in bracket 6 of the Federal Constitution, as well as other amendments to the Federal Constitution which were deemed necessary. Article 48 in bracket 6 states that a person who resigns his membership of the House of Representatives or Dewan Rakyat shall, for a period of 5 years beginning with the date on which his resignation takes effect, be disqualified from being a member of the House of Representatives.
Yang ketiga, menggubal satu rang undang-undang khusus berkaitan larangan ahli Dewan bertukar parti. Perkara ini akan dikemuka untuk dibincang dan dipertimbangkan dalam jawatankuasa pilihan khas yang dilantik oleh Dewan ini.
He said this at the tabling of the Constitution Amendment No. 3 Bill 2022 at the Dewan Rakyat special meeting on Monday. At the same session, Wan Junaidi disclosed 39 members of parliament have jumped parties since the previous general election in 2018.
Saya ingin menarik perhatian semua ahli yang berhormat bahawa semenjak pilihan raya umum ke-14, negara berhadapan dengan isu pergolakan politik sehingga berlaku pertukaran penyandang Perdana Menteri 3 kali. Dan bilangan ahli Parlimen Malaysia yang melompat parti telah mencecah sehingga 39 orang.
This, he said, had caused political instability and jeopardizing Malaysia's healthy democracy practice. Now, the Tourism, Arts and Culture Ministry, or MOTAC, aims to generate between 47 to 77 billion ringgit in tourism revenue through the arrival of 16 million to 22 million international tourists in 2025. Its Minister, Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri, said, although it is just an early projection, the ministry is optimistic the target can be achieved.
Kementerian Percuma Seni dan Budaya iaitu MOTAC menyasarkan kemasukan kira-kira 2 juta pelancong dan dari luar negara ke Malaysia pada tahun ini dengan pendapatan sebanyak 8.6 bilion ringgit. Saya menyebut 2 juta untuk setakat ini. Kita masih lagi memantau. there might be some increase in the numbers. Jadi kita memantau sebab some of the countries masih belum buka lagi. For example, China, one of the big markets kita, dia belum buka lagi. So kalau China masuk sekarang ni, Singapore saja sudah berapa puluh ribu satu hari. Now since as at 4th of April, kita ada 252,000 plus yang sudah masuk ke negara kita. Minggu depan, insyaAllah kita akan update lagi figure yang terkini pada minggu hadapan. Jadi puan-puan dan tuan, meskipun ia adalah unjuran awal yang sudah tentunya akan dipengaruhi oleh keadaan semasa.
She said this when officiating the Kids Safe Travel campaign on Sunday. At the same time, Nancy remarked that the collaboration of various sectors, including transportation, hospitality, and recreation centers, could ensure the smooth running of the tourism and culture ecosystem and, in turn, help accelerate the country's economic recovery phase. Now, more justification is needed from airline companies for imposing a major price hike on airfares bound to Sarawak from West Malaysia as the Hari Raya celebration nears. The price skyrocketed almost 566%, despite only being a week into the fasting month, which has been a big frustration to many Sarawakians eager to return to their hometown during the auspicious celebration.
In a press statement, the Chief Political Secretary to the Premier of Sarawak, Fazruddin Abdul Rahman, urged the Federal Transport Ministry to scrutinize the matter, whilst ensuring the price of flights would be reduced significantly. Many Sarawakians in West Malaysia, Fazruddin said, would be burdened as the price had doubled, especially young adults and families who would be forced to miss the trip back home due to the excessively expensive airfares. Similarly, Minister of Women, Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development, Dato Sri Fatima Abdullah, said the airline company should make an official statement to clarify the matter.
As I said, we hear their explanation, but what we as consumers feel is that it's a burden to us. It's a burden to us. A burden especially when we have no choice but to travel, by air. We thought that with endemic, bila kita pindah ke fasa endemik, di mana pergerakan tidak lagi seperti dahulu, pergerakan lebih bebas kan, jadi harga tiket boleh turun. Sebab ramai orang nak menggunakan hendak membuat perjalanan sekarang kan dari satu tempat ke satu tempat sama ada untuk tujuan kerja, tujuan bisnes ataupun untuk melancong. Tetapi entah kenapa begitu. I don't understand also.
Many Sarawakians and Sabahans have took to social media to express their frustrations.
Now, a man succumbed to his injuries after he was electrocuted on a transformer platform at Kampong Semukoy in Serian. In the 10:25 a.m. incident, Fire and Rescue Department received a distress call of an incident that involves a substation owned by Sarawak Energy. Firefighters from the Serian Fire Station were faced with challenges due to the live electricity circuit. Sarawak Energy officers were called to cut off the power supply to allow rescue operation. The man was pronounced dead on the scene by the paramedics before being handed over to the police for further action. Now, a total of 150 less fortunate in Kuching received assistance in conjunction with Ramadan from the Ragat Foundation at Centre Court Majma Mall, Kuching today. The program aimed at being an annual event to assist and lift the burdens of the underprivileged groups, especially during this holy month. For our latest update, we have our reporter on the ground, Lorenzo Isaac, with the details.
Thank you, Studio. A total of 150 less fortunate Asnaf in Kuching District receive assistance in conjunction with Ramadan from the Ragat Foundation. The foundation's chairperson, Toh Puan Datuk Patinggi Ragat Kurdi Taib, presented the donations to the recipients during a charity program held at Centre Court Majma Mall here today. Ragat Foundation Chief Executive Officer Datuk Muhammad Rifairuddin Hussain said two other companies collaborated with the foundation Foundation to sponsor essential items which were donated to the needy during the program. The two companies were Syarikat MyCar and Mega Herba Sendirian Berhad, equally involved in sponsoring essential items to Asnaf to ease their burdens. The donated items include kitchen necessities such as rice, oil, sugar, and so on, as well as cash. Meanwhile, Datuk Rifai added that a similar program, which is Jelajah Bubur Lombok, would be held at Darussadah Mosque, Kampong Tabuan Jaya Melayu on Tuesday for another 80 recipients. He explained that such programs were not only implemented during Ramadan, but also held every month to alleviate the burden borne by the poor community, in particular the Asnaf group. That's all the updates I have for today. We return to the studio. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorenzo. Now, at least 78% of children in the state have received at least a single dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Seri Dr. Sim Kui Hian, said the figure is also the highest in Malaysia.
Even Sarawak is the highest in terms of vaccination for children in the whole country, but being highest at 78%, I think we can do better. We should be like our first and second dose and our booster, almost our first and second dose about 95%, our boosters about 89%. So we should hit that target. I mean, we should just say we're the highest in the country to football. I want to be, we got enough 10 to 15% more to go.
Dr. Sim said this after the launch of Sustainable Development Goals Healthy City Workshop in Kota Samarhan on Monday. While proud of the achievement, Dr. Sim urged parents to ensure that their children are administered with the vaccine immediately.
I strongly urge that parents for their children's sake, if it means out the clinical kesihatan and all those things, they have vaccination center for children, still open, still free. So please love your children, bring them if they happen to miss.
Now, touching on the use of Paxlovid, a drug produced by Pfizer, Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dr. Sim Kui Hian, said the state government may purchase more of these drugs as the government are in talks with the suppliers.
Sarawak is keen on obtaining the COVID-19 medicine so that every hospital in the region is well equipped. According to Sim, currently the Ministry of Health has only purchased 48,000 doses for use throughout the country.
We are very grateful to Kementerian Kesihatan bought oral anti-COVID-19 Paxlovid, and they bought 48,000 doses for the whole country. And in Sarawak, I understand that it was just they start arriving in Malaysia last Saturday, and SGH should be getting it. But 48,000 doses for the whole country, right, is barely to us. Probably will not be enough as a part of preparation for it.
Additionally, he will be holding an online meeting with Pfizer and medical experts to hold further discussions on the supply of the drug.
Our Premier always said, if it's good medication, if we can protect and save the life of Sarawakians from there, we can buy, we will buy.
Wrapping up the news at 5, US billionaire and Tesla CEO Elon Musk has decided against joining Twitter board of directors. The matter was disclosed by Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal in a tweet today.
Elon's appointment was due to become effective on Saturday, April 9th, after he bought a 9.2% stake in the social media platform. However, Musk shared that same morning that he will no longer be joining the board. Nonetheless, Agrawal said Twitter will remain open to Musk's input as he is the biggest shareholder. Over the weekend, Elon Musk suggested changes to Twitter Blue Premium subscription services, including reducing its price, banning advertisements, and giving the option to pay in cryptocurrency. On April 4th, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission said that Musk had acquired a 9.2% stake in Twitter. Following the announcement, the microblogging company's shares jumped by 28% at pre-market trading sessions this past Monday.
And that's all the time we have for TVS News at 5. My name is Muhammad Yusuf. Thank you for watching.